Straight ahead on the Color 8 First News at 5, the latest on the aftermath of the avalanche to hit Missoula last Friday. Local businesses are feeling a little iced out because of the cold weather, and a shortage of pilots means the aviation program at Rocky Mountain College keeps getting busier. The news starts now.
Right now on Color 8 and live on your mobile device. This is Color 8 Local News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Stella Daskalakis. Happy New Year, I'm Stella Daskalakis.
I'm Stella Daskalakis. Secretary Sally Jewell says she has big plans that involve the great outdoors, which is an important part of Montana. Color 8's Katie Chen spoke with Secretary Jewell about her youth initiative to re-engage kids with nature. Secretary Jewell also announces $3.2 million in grants for 21 tribal energy and mineral development projects. She was also in town to talk to tribal leaders about their specific needs like water issues and the desire to bring back genetically pure herds of buffalo. She also toured the hydro project at Yellowtail Dam on Crow Reservation. Part of the grants are going to the Crow tribe. $655,000 will fund a hydroelectric project that will provide low-cost clean power.
Ever wanted to tell your city leaders, hey, fix that road or build that bicycle path?
Billings, with the help of Kittleson and Associates, have designed a website where you can do just that. One comment on the website suggested a roundabout at 32nd Street West and Gable Road. Traffic rides along at a constant pace now, but there are lots of property for sale signs in that area. Andrew Delyden with Kittleson and Associates stresses the importance of community input. Go to color8.com for a link to this interactive map and to voice your opinion. 1 year ago today, the Northern Hotel celebrated its grand opening. Mike Nelson, the hotel's general manager, says it's been a roller coaster of a year filled with highs and lows. He says management and staff have learned from their mistakes so they can better serve customers and continue to improve. Next weekend, the Northern Hotel is offering a 5-course meal at 10. The hotel's fine dining restaurant. The meal includes the 5 most popular dishes from the past year. Nelson says it is a privilege to serve the Billings community.
Still to come on the Color 8 News at 10, if you still don't think it is critically important for you to wear a helmet when you ride a bike or participate in winter sports, we think we'll be able to change your mind.
This snowmobiler now swears by helmets after a seriously close call with death. His story in his words in just a few moments. Right now, let's get the final word on weekend weather from Color 8 meteorologist Kyle Pickens. Kyle?
Well, the word's going to be rain mixed with a little bit of snow. It's already starting to fall in some places, but until then, we can still enjoy some fairly decent temperatures out there. I'll tell you everything about it after this.
The scene-setting part of the movie Nebraska was shot in a handful of locations in Billings and over in Laurel.
It took several months, lots of conversations, too many photos to count, and several trips to Laurel before director Alexander Payne and his crew picked the home of Kevin and Robin Schwarzkopf. Ann Gower, location scout for Nebraska, was like an assistant coach. She brought the players of the team to the chosen spots in Billings and to a quaint house in a Laurel neighborhood, where Color 8 chief photographer Levi Adams and I spent some time. So this road into the driveway, tell us about what happened.
Well, Woody and David drive down the street and go into the driveway, and so my job was to contact all of the neighbors and let them know what was going on, ask them to keep their cars not in the street.
Finding Woody and Kate Grant's house, an older home with the living room in the front, kitchen in the back, an outside exit, and a clear view of a detached garage, wasn't easy.
I really exhausted all the possibilities in Billings that fit that description, so they took out the element of the rims in the background, and that opened up Laurel.
But not so fast.
I literally went door to door with my camera and asked people if I could take pictures of their house.
The Ryder Schwarzkopf home turned out to be the one.
Well, amazingly enough, as you can see, it's in the process still of being redone. And that's how they wanted it.
The living room was an extension of that mood. Every inch of the living room walls and ceiling painted in what Robin calls a god-awful blue. The color created a contrast for a black and white movie.
He actually came through from the outside and into the kitchen and then through this way. And the couch actually originally sat here.
This is Woody Grant.
That resting place on her couch, the actual movie couch, is now her space.
I sit where Bruce Stern sat. So
Outside of the Ryder Schwarzkopf home is where actress Heidi Schwend spent a lot of time.
I was a stand-in for June Squibb and Missy Dottie.
She spent hours standing to help the crew get the lighting just right. And she was up close to the actors, Bruce Dern, Will Forte, and June Squibb.
When they left, she stood right here in the driveway and she's yelling at them as they pull away. One of my favorite scenes, just because I got to watch it.
You're just like your father, stubborn as a mule.
Before any of the local scenes of Nebraska became a reality, they started on the pages of Ann Gower's location book.
Details, details. Here's your Bible of what happened.
Absolutely. I just notes and notes and notes of locations and everything from cleaning carpets to moving furniture.
And now, long after the movie semis have pulled out of town, Nebraska has a loyal fan base holding out hope for a few Oscars.
if I have a say in it, they all win everything.
Robin says her husband is going to build her a shadow box for tokens left behind from the movie scene. Things like a keychain, refrigerator magnets, and a poster. Robin and her husband had to give up their house for 5 days, but stayed nearby in a hotel. And the locals we interviewed for our series say the entire Nebraska cast and crew, especially director Alexander Payne, who by the way is Greek, were wonderful.
And the Academy Awards are this weekend, so we'll be keeping our fingers crossed for Nebraska.
It was fascinating to do that story and just get the local connection. This snow, though, not so fascinating anymore.
Pretty boring.
It's getting boring. Let's take a look at what we've seen today.
Welcome back to the program. Today we have Dr. Courtney Stout Patterson, correct?
Yep.
And she is a Billings Clinic, and I want to get this right, a pediatric hospitalist. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now give me the distinction. I was asking you off camera, what is the distinction between a pediatrician and a hospitalist?
So much like the pediatricians that we meet in clinic that take care of your kids, any child who comes into the hospital for any reason, that's my passion, so that's who I take care of.
Well, we're glad to have you here in this community. Now, we were talking about some of the topics we should be talking about as far as kids. Influenza. Not too late to get the kids immunized, correct?
Absolutely not. We've seen a little bit of a call your local clinic and get them vaccinated.
Not too late. That's always a question that everybody asks.
Absolutely.
So if you are a parent and your child is displaying signs of being sick, at what point, I mean, when do you know you need to take them in? And can you give us a few of those signs, telltale signs?
Sure. By and large, parents know their kids best. We need to see those kids.
Right. And like you said, most parents know their kids.
Absolutely.
We know them, and we know when they need to go in. As far as respiratory illnesses go, I know it kind of goes up and down. It's cyclical. What are you seeing this year? Are there more, fewer?
So far, we've seen a smattering of the respiratory illnesses that we're used to seeing. It's about the best you can do.
Now, when my kids were younger, I had a pulse on how often I should take them in. They're 15 and 17 now, and I know I should probably take them in at least once a year. What is the rule of thumb with kids?
So in the first year of life, we really like to keep close tabs on our patients to make sure they're growing and developing normally, and see if those kids need any help.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate this sage wisdom.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Thank you, and we'll be right back.
A very good Monday afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Greg Lamont.
Good afternoon. I'm Stella Daskalakis. 3 days after an avalanche hit her home in the Lower Rattlesnake, Michael Colville died of her injuries at St. Patrick Hospital.
68-year-old Colville and her husband, 66-year-old Fred Allendorf, a retired biology professor, were two of the three victims buried in the slide.
This weekend, snow and cold kept people in, which affected businesses in town. Rio Sabina's general manager, Jamie Eldridge, says one of the problems the restaurant encountered over the weekend was getting employees to report to work because they were getting caught in the snow. He also says it was quiet this weekend because of the bitterly cold temperatures. Downtown businesses also experienced a slower weekend. Montana vintage clothing owner Sherry Daly says she had to help customers get out of their parking spaces after they were stuck in the snow. Even though it's cold outside, businesses say the Billings community still finds a way to visit stores. A 29-year-old paper delivery man charged with sexual abuse of children pleads not guilty today. Ron Brown is also charged with 12 counts of sexual intercourse without consent. Authorities were notified by a 14-year-old's mother that Brown allegedly had sexual intercourse with her daughter twice. According to court documents, Yellowstone County Sheriff's detectives arrested Brown at the Billings Heights Walmart on February 13th for trying to meet a detective posing as a 13-year-old girl he contacted online. During the arrest, Brown immediately said his computer had been hacked and claimed he did not know why he was being arrested. Detectives located a stuffed animal in Brown's SUV, which authorities say he planned to give to the teen for Valentine's Day. Detectives with the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office reviewed Brown's phone and report he was talking with 2 to 7 other underage victims. Billings City Council members will hear about 2 proposed rate increases during their work session tonight. The first proposal is for the solid waste rate. City Administrator Tina Volek says it's been a number of years since there was a rate increase for that department. She says one of the proposals is for a 15% increase all at once. Another proposal is to spread that 15% out over a couple of years. City water parks could also see an increase soon. Volek says the city lost money on water parks from 2010 through 2012. $72,000 to be exact. A proposal would increase some costs by $1. Another proposal would add 50 cents to some fees, or the city could use money from its operational budget to cover the difference. The work session starts at 5:30 p.m. in the City Council chambers. When we come back, more Russian troops are streaming into the Ukraine.
And the pressure is mounting on the U.S. to force Russia's president out. That story and much more right after the break.
Right now on Color 8 and live on your mobile device. This is Color 8 Local News at 5.